The LEGO Wall-E and Eve set releasing September 1st was officially revealed today. I am amazed. This might be one of my favorite sets of the year that doesn't include minifigures. Then again, we just got Luxo Jr., another Pixar icon, who is my other favorite buildable set of the year that doesn't have minifigures. Seriously, they're killing it with these Pixar mega builds. This was something where I heard, I'm like, okay, we're not getting a Toy Story 30th anniversary set this year, but instead we're getting a Wall-E and Eve set. It's not even an anniversary. The Toy Story 30th anniversary set sucks this year. And this is something that is $70, which is 10 more than the original price of that Wall-E Ideas set from, what, 10 years ago? And that set had like 670-ish pieces, and this one has 811 pieces. How are we going to get a substantial Wall-E and Eve? But when these pictures leaked, all of that doubt just was washed away. LEGO knocked it out of the frickin' park. We get an amazing build for Eve, which is our first Eve of this scale. You know, we only got the brick heads before, which I love that set too. That's one of the best brick head sets ever. But you also get Mo, who is another fantastic build. And even the Roach, Hal, is way better than the original one, which the original one was just that antenna and a plate. Okay, so look, this Wall-E is smaller than that 2015 one, but it doesn't feel like anything is compromised with this shrinkage. The design of this uses a 6 wide front, which the original one had an 8 wide front, and both of them had some more space with the studs not on top technique, so it's not like completely that design. You can see there's some tiles popping up on both of the sides for both of these builds. But yeah, this just looks a lot better with that 10-year gap between builds. And I do think the scaling of this one works better in its smaller size with the proportions of that head part. The original one had this problem that LEGO actually had to reissue the set and kind of put out pieces for those who already bought the set. You could get like replacement pieces because the neck build for the original was not stable. This time around, it seems like that's fixed by using this contraption with a ball joint there. I really like the shaping of the side of the head there. I think that works perfectly. And I also love this time that how they use the printed design of what I call the bumper tile pieces, but you know, basically a tile that has an underside that's round and then 4 studs at the top. That works perfectly. The original set didn't have any printing on the eyes. Love the printing at the front too, which this time around we have rust designs for the Wall-E logo there, and it seems like there's the same 2x4 print 3 times and a nice 2x4 print for the configurations at the top. Since these are not like press release LEGO pictures or shop at home pictures, there's a slight possibility that could be stickers, which would be disappointing. I don't like stickers as much, and the original one did not have any stickers whatsoever from what I remember. I am hoping that these are prints, but yeah, the original one didn't have any rust design, and I think the rust design feels like it captures the character in the movie much more. Another improvement I like over the original are the hand builds, where, I don't know, the original had those panels, which looked good at the time, but I think this one looks a lot less cumbersome and more like the hands from the movie. The treads are about the same level as the original, where, yeah, they have the same minor problem where they both have like a blue little Technic pin showing. Wish we could get around that, but other than that, great little build. And you can see that this time around, there's a 1x3, which makes me feel like maybe these are stickers being used, because that 1x3 is definitely not a print. So I don't know. Stickers aren't an end-all, but if they're using stickers over prints on the front of this new version, I will prefer that aspect of the original. Just like the original, the front opens, but this time they have a build for a compacted rubbish block. That works really well, and like the original, you have the plant, but unlike the original, there's a boot design, and the boot design looks really good. I like the roundness there and everything. Again, improvements over the original that I didn't feel were missing with the original because I love the original so much, but seeing this, it's like, yeah, this is way better in this regard. The design for the Roach is interesting. They use this piece, which is the one that was used, and I think it was the F1 blind bags for the antennas of the Roach. A little bit thicker than the movie, and the original used those switch pieces, but I think this works well. It feels more cartoony in this new version. Okay, so the original version did not have Eve, and Eve is a fantastic build. Low-key, this is embarrassing to admit, I had a crush on Eve back in the day as a kid. Why am I revealing this in this? But yeah, Eve is a really cool character. I love the roundness they capture with this design. where it looks like it's very articulated at the head where there's movement there. I'm guessing that is a ball joint configuration. And the design of this seemingly has a printed front face right there. And you also have that plant logo at the front top. But I love the roundness continuing to the center of the body there where they use a windshield cockpit piece. That's very clever. And her arms are movable as well, which at first I thought these hands were using a Technic pin connection, but you could see from this image right here that it's using a miniature ball joint connection. That makes a lot more sense, and that's definitely something that's posable. I love how you can make the two hold hands. That's adorable. I also like the underside of Eve's head there, where I think that dish piece works very well. And Eve also opens up with enough space to fit the boot inside. And at the very bottom, they have these translucent pieces so that it looks like she's floating around because, you know, she floats around in the movie. That works as a good stand. And then finally, you have Mo. And the design of Mo, I'm really hoping that's a tile that's printed at the front. But I love the facial expression they got for him going on. At first, I wanted them to use that car wash sweeper piece, but the sizing of that's not as good as the sizing of the pieces they use. So yeah, that works for the front part. The shaping on this is perfect. I love the angles that they got at the side of the head right there. And I love how they build up the top light design just using some plates and tiles. So yeah, for $70, one of the best sets of the year. It's so good that I would have to imagine that that is not the final price, and it's probably going to be like $80 or $90. And honestly, if it was $80 or $90, the price per piece ratio would be there. 811 pieces, even for $90, is great in today's day and age of Lego on store shelves. I hope next year, maybe that's when we're going to get like a Toy Story direct-to-consumer set, because Toy Story 5 comes out next year. I would totally love a minifigure scale thing, but I feel they would do either an ultimate build for RC or an ultimate build for like the Pizza Planet truck. I'd take either of those too if they continue this great roundness that they have going on with the builds in this set without any expense of accuracy, without making it feel overpriced, and without it losing that cartoon edge that we have going on with an animated film interpretation like this. Oh my gosh, imagine if they had like a buildable Buzz Lightyear that was like a $250 set in that level of detail. That would be insane. I love Constructo-Buzz, but yeah, make that 18 plus. Woo. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Do you love this set as much as I do? And do you agree that it's so much better than the original, even though the original is a great set? WALL-E is from that amazing era of Pixar movies where they were just putting out banger after banger after banger. I love this movie. Subscribe here for more honest Lego takes and Lego news, and I'll see you later. Peace out.